We would prefer to live in a country where there is not gerrymandering. However, we are refusing to exist in a situation where we are set to a certain standard and Republicans are held to a different one. If Republicans are going to start carving up their states to get more seats, then I think every blue state in this country should do the same thing, and they should start now.
What's up, y'all? This your girl Katiti jumping fresh off the porch in these political streets. And I don't know where I've been all this time, but after learning what I learned thus far, baby, I'm outside, okay? Welcome to my channel, Street POLITRICKS, where we peep all the game and expose how some of these old ass dusty players in the game try to trick us off the streets through legislation. And on my mama, I refuse to sit back and let my people be lost in the South. So for those of you who don't have time to be out here in these streets, don't worry. I gas up and bend all the corners so y'all don't have to.
For you crybabies that are going to come into my comments, complain about it, talk about Illinois or whatever blue state being gerrymandered, you can fuck right off.
So boom, move your thumb. I ain't even said nothing yet. Look, I'm not saying you slow. I'm just saying whoever wrote those A through G requirements took the slow bus on their way to the interview. There's a difference between gerrymandering and racial gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is not illegal. It should be, but it's not. It's just hella out of pocket, and both sides do it when it's convenient for them. Racial gerrymandering is illegal as fuck. So now let me explain gerrymandering, okay? District 1 is the Jordan Down Projects, District 2 is the Jungles, and District 3 are houses at the top of Baldwin Hills. Now, each three of these districts got a different big homie that represent them, right? But in terms of the overall politics, let's just say this. In District 1, which was the Jordan Down Projects, right? Let's just say they tend to vote Crip most of the time. Right? For the most part, they finna vote Crip overall, right? District 2 was the Jungles. Now, District 2, it could go either way. It depends. You know what I'm saying? It depends how the neighborhood going, how things going in the neighborhood. But for the most part, they tend to vote Crip, okay? We're just going to say for now, they tend to vote Crip. So 2 of the 3 different districts vote Crip. And then you got the top of the Baldwin Hills. They tend to vote Blood. They more of a Blood district, okay? So regular gerrymandering is the big homies politicking, coming together and saying, you know what? If we combine the Jungles, the top of the Baldwin Hills, and District 7, some neighborhood off Manchester and Inglewood somewhere, if we combine the 3 of them, the Bloods can have more power, and that just leave District 1, Jordan Down, Solo Dolo to the neck to carry the Crips through. And it's still out of pocket, right? Because at the end of the day, it's still the big homies deciding who their little homies going to be instead of the little homies deciding who their big homies is going to be. Now, racial gerrymandering, which is illegal as hell, a violation of our equal protection rights, and it's a violation of the Voting Rights Act. Racial gerrymandering is saying we finna draw these maps to make sure that black people or Latino people don't have as much power as white people at all. It's basically saying, you know what? We don't like that the Jungles got their own representation. Who they think they are? What? And Jordan Down got their own representation too? Nah, that's too many. That's too much. This is what we finna do. We gonna combine Jordan Down and the Jungles, and we gonna combine them with these mansions in Beverly Hills so that these white folks got more voting power than them black folks in the Jungles and the Jordan Down projects. Because we don't like that. So we gonna make them vote with them. And it's more of them over there in the Beverly Hills mansions than it is of y'all over here in these projects. So no matter how y'all vote, where y'all vote, who y'all think y'all voting for, what they got going on in Beverly Hills gonna always trump what y'all got going down in y'all projects.
Here's the cold, hard truth. Under this map, white Texans receive 1 member of Congress for every 445,000 residents. If you're Hispanic, it takes about 1.4 million residents for that same representation. If you are black, it takes 2 million. In this proposal, a Hispanic Texan has 1/3 the political value of a white Texan under this plan, and a black Texan 1/5. It would take 3 Hispanics to equal the representation of 1 white Texan and 5 black Texans to equal the value of 1 white Texan. Under these lines, Texas Hispanics will be the most underrepresented population group in all 50 states. The level of underrepresentation will far exceed what even conservative courts have struck down in Louisiana, Alabama, and just yesterday in Mississippi.
Now, in my community, I always hear my vote don't matter, or there's no point in voting because ain't nothing gonna change. When in actuality, your vote more than matters. And if you ask me more examples, just think about the generation that was water hosed against buildings, beat with batons, bit by dogs, and spit on their restaurant counters, fighting for the right to vote in order to have equal rights as in palm colored people. And all the blood, sweat, and tears just going in vain because of ignorance and comfortability. Y'all, we cannot get comfortable. They want you to tap out. They want you to sit home. Because every time we sit out, they little rigged system work even better.
Because this is about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the table of government. And so 50 years later, after Barbara Jordan, aided by white people to have a voice, the first woman of color elected to the South, a woman who sat in the impeachment of Nixon, a woman who said that finally, after amendment, debate, and vote, I am finally part of we the people. To stand here as a 50-year-old woman and know that we now go back in time. So let's talk about cowardice and cheats. Because if you knew you could win this next election, you wouldn't be taking this effort to try to steal 5 seats from elected officials that members of color elected to represent them in Washington, D.C. You wouldn't be doing everything you can to take this coalition of diversity and stand up at the mic and say, why are we doing this? Because we can. And you shield your racism with your party, with ignorance and arrogance, to come up here and say, to be honest with you, I haven't read the bill from the other side. To be honest with you, I haven't talked to the lawyers to be bringing this before it. Because you think that people will give you grace on ignorance and arrogance around party because you can't admit that the root of all of this is about racism and power. A power grab. A pure power grab. And so I'm going to ask, don't shake your head. Because I'm going to give you a moment to prove what you mean behind that. Because when Donald Trump called Georgia Republicans and said, hey, boys, I need you to steal me almost 12,000 votes. To those men credit, they said, no, sir. We already know what Governor Abbott said.
Well, they've done it. The Republicans have gerrymandered fucking Texas. Democrats will lose 5 seats. We don't even know if Jasmine Crockett is going to have a fucking district anymore. Yes, they were able to do it because Democrats brought their asses back to the fucking state. Why? Like, why would y'all do that? Now we have lost 5 seats in the fucking House of Representatives, and we cannot get Mike Johnson out that motherfucking seat. But that's okay. I pray to God that California steps the fuck in, votes to redistrict that fucking state so that we can pick up about 8 or 9 seats. That way we can get Mike Johnson off that fucking podium, because I'm ready for him to get back on his knees in a goddamn corner. I'm sick of him. And I'm so pissed off. Because whether y'all know it or not, I grew up in Houston, okay? I'm an H-Town girly. So allowing white, old, racist men to control that fucking state, which they are not even the majority of, is fucking disheartening. It is so fucking... It pisses me off that y'all... I can't even speak it. I can't.
We got here because the President of the United States is one of the most unpopular presidents in U.S. history. We got here because he recognizes that he will lose the election. Congress will go back into the hands of the Democratic Party next November. He recognized that, and that's why he made a phone call to Greg Abbott, asking for 5 seats. Can't win by playing by traditional sets of rules. He plays by no rules. I remind you all the time, it's not the rule of law, it's the rule of God. And we're standing up to that. We're responding to that. They fired the first shot, Texas. We wouldn't be here had Texas not done what they just did.
That's my evil laugh. Nah, but for real though, it was kind of stupid of them to even want to pursue gerrymandering. Like, you're going up against blue states that are huge, that could literally wipe out whatever y'all are trying to do. I mean, make it make sense. Y'all already in the doghouse. People don't want to vote for you regardless. Like, they don't even care if you are a good Republican. It doesn't even matter anymore. You're a part of the crew, and if you're part of the crew, listen, you're just guilty by association. So at this point, good luck and good riddance.
As y'all can see, your vote over matters. While you're sitting around saying my vote don't matter, MAGA out here snatching books, erasing our history, and speaking on slavery like it's a fucking internship. And we ain't doing that. The Republicans trying to rewrite the whole damn playbook while some of us argue what's the point in showing up. Trust me, I know it feel like your one vote don't mean shit, but you literally got people out here doing everything possible to take your one vote away to the point where you will never have that right again. Because guess what? When we don't show up, they get to run the table, redraw the maps, pass laws that don't even represent people like you and myself. And then got the goddamn audacity to look us in the face and say it ain't got nothing to do with race. Yeah, I bet. But anyway, to my people, midterm elections coming up November 4th, 2026. Don't sit this one out. Because not voting, that's just like handing them the keys to your house, saying, here y'all go. The refrigerator full of food, is fresh sheets on the bed. Y'all stay here. I'm going to go find me somewhere else to stay. And I'm going to still pay rent where y'all at, anywhere I'm at. And no, we ain't doing that. That don't even sound right. No, we ain't doing that. But anyway, y'all stay woke, stay loud. And for the love of all things petty, drag your ass down to the polls and vote. Don't let them erase us. Because when we stay quiet, that's the real L. On up out of here. If you stayed to the end of this video, I appreciate the support. And please don't ride me down too bad. Now, this damn grace. This is the first time recording the editing. I'm pretty sure I get more comfortable on the mic. But in the meantime, between time, a bitch still gonna get on here and bring y'all the tea. Okay? But if anybody watching that's a non-voter or don't believe in voting, have your beliefs remained the same during these current times, or have you became woke? And I put emphasis on woke and had a change of heart. But if y'all have any topics or you think I should cover, please don't be scared to comment and point me in the right direction. And for everybody else, give a bitch a like or subscribe or something to keep me sliding in these streets. And until then, I'll holler.